This is News at 6 on WCJB TV 20, your local station.
And Alachua County Sheriff's deputies behind bars tonight on charges of sexual assault involving a minor.
TV 20's Landon Hara joins us live from the Alachua County Sheriff's Office to give us the details.
The allegations against 49-year-old William Arnold Jr. came to light just yesterday, and this morning he was arrested, and he was arrested on 2 separate charges. Now, those charges are one for lewd and lascivious battery on a victim between the ages of 12 to 16, also sexual assault by someone 24 years or older on a victim of 16 to 17 years old.
That is why there are 2 separate charges, because within the state of Florida, the age of consent is generally considered to be 16 years old. So anything that happens prior to that is one type of criminal charge. Anything that happens after the ages of 16 but before 18 and an individual becomes an adult, that's a separate charge.
According to the arrest report, the sexual relationship started 3 years ago when the victim, who is now 17, was in 8th grade. Arnold worked for the Patrol Support Division as a canine handler and has been employed with the Sheriff's Office since 2006. His first hearing is set for tomorrow, and that is also when his bond will be set. Now, Arnold has been currently placed on administrative suspension. Then, of course, they will be continuing to investigate all the allegations in this incredibly serious crime. So, reporting in Gainesville, Landon Hara, TV 20 News.
A man from Illinois was arrested in Gainesville yesterday after police say they found drugs in his backpack during a traffic stop. Police with the combined Gainesville and Alachua Domestic Highway Task Force stopped 49-year-old Chad Keyes on I-75. The officer said Keyes was acting nervous in a canine search. Found he had more than 45 grams of meth, ecstasy, and fentanyl. He's now charged with drug trafficking and possession and is being held in the Alachua County Jail on a $72,000 bond.
A cat killer is on the loose, and your help could land you up to $5,000. The Humane Society is offering the reward for the arrest of the people responsible for killing a cat, putting it in a garbage bag, and then on a vehicle in Gainesville on February 5th. The images we're looking at right now show a young white female wearing a gray sweatshirt and black sweatpants with pink shoes in the College Park neighborhood along Northwest 4th Avenue. Investigators say she was driving a black Nissan Frontier Crew cab pickup and had someone with her.
Let's take a first look at the weather now for north central Florida. A lot of sunny skies. Let's hope it stays this way through the weekend.
And Chief Meteorologist Bill Quillen is here to tell us what we can expect.
Well, it looks like we're going to see some nicer weather for this evening. Here's a nice shot from Dennett from Gainesville, as we've seen some ducks hanging out in the trees, trying to stay dry, I guess, for a duck. But these are whistling ducks, kind of a cool duck. Have you ever seen those? Very pretty. Thank you very much, Dennett, for that photo forward today. Take a look at the visibility out there across north central Florida. Here we go. 0 visibility in Live Oak and back up to Jacksonville, half mile, and watch how it propagates southwards into Gainesville. A quarter-mile visibility for a while, and then as we head through the morning, things dissipating and seeing the clouds roll in late this afternoon. Temperature of 76 degrees. Visibility is at 10 miles. And winds out of the south-southeast at about 5 miles an hour. Watch the showers race on by Jacksonville. Live Oak had a couple of sprinkles earlier today, but not a lot of rainfall with that. There's another chance of some showers in the forecast tomorrow and maybe some warm temperatures. Take a look at the Gainesville winter temperatures from December 1st, which is the beginning of meteorological winter, to today, which is the end of meteorological winter. We had 32 degrees at or below only 4 days. Very warm temperatures through the winter. 26 temperatures above 80 degrees. And of course, one of those was the earliest 90-degree day ever last Saturday. Is it going to stay warm, or are we going to run right into summer? We'll have to wait and see. More on that in your forecast in just a few minutes.
A fire department in north central Florida went viral last week after an elderly woman needed help.
It wasn't the emergency they responded to, but the gift they gave her that warmed hearts across the country. We've been telling you about this story. TV 20's Francesca Stewart got a chance to speak to the woman who was most touched by first responders in High Springs.
Kimberly Mansfield suffered from an aneurysm 10 years ago that left her handicapped, but last week she found herself in another emergency.
My left side is strong. They say when you're in a coma, I had a massive aneurysm that ruptured in my brain, and they went in my head and found it and took the blood out.
While recovering from the aneurysm, she says she fell and dislocated her hip that led her to getting a hip replacement. Mansfield says she's still recovering from the surgery and that it was a recent fall that brought the High Springs Fire Department to her door, all thanks to her Life Alert button.
The firefighters came over to pick me up off the floor, which they did with great care and speed.
She says that once the firefighters safely returned her to her bed, she says she told them that she couldn't get her microwave to work and that she needed it for her frozen Meals on Wheels. Mansfield says that she couldn't afford to buy a new one, and that was when she says the firefighters told her they would gift her one. Mansfield says that they kept their word.
They did a good thing. They helped me out a lot, and they did a lot of good. Thank you.
Mansfield says that she loves her new microwave and that her and her husband are very thankful for the High Springs Fire Department. Francesca Stewart, TV 20 News.
The troubles at Regional General Hospital continue to be played out at other hospitals with the same owner. A judge in Oklahoma has taken away ownership of Fairfax Community Hospital from entities owned by George Perez, who owns the hospital in Williston. KJRH television reports employees at Fairfax haven't been paid for a month. And sources close to the situation here tell us Regional General has missed paydays recently. Judge John Kane determined the owner had all but abandoned the hospital and gave control of it to the town of Fairfax.
An elementary school in North Central Florida is the first public school in Florida to have 100% of the faculty and staff complete advanced first aid and trauma kit training.
And TV 20's Valeria Thomas is live in the studio to share with us why one teacher believes that training is helpful.
A kindergarten teacher at Archer Elementary School appreciated the trauma kit training from the school resource officers. Teacher Melanie Brook has been taking the trauma kit everywhere she goes after being trained. What she remembers the most was learning how to use a tourniquet to help save someone's life. A tourniquet is a device that is used to stop someone from bleeding to death. She says that she learned that most deaths are caused by blood loss.
It just gives you a peace of mind knowing that you won't have to be an innocent bystander that just sits and watches and waits feeling helpless, that now we have that power and that ability to be helpful and to help our first responders. 43 teachers participated in the training, and each of them received a bag that contains a trauma kit with bandages and scissors. Alachua County school resource deputies are planning to expand the training throughout the county. Reporting live in the studio, Valeria Thomas, TV 20 News.
Coming up next, an Air Force base in Florida just might become the base of the future.
We'll tell you how and why that came to be when the TV 20 News at 6 returns. Recovering after Hurricane Michael has been a slow process, especially at hard-hit Tyndall Air Force Base. Air Force officials say they're rebuilding Tyndall. One day, it'll be the base of the future. Reporter
Jarrell Baker brings us more on their plans to bring the base back and make it even better than it was before.
Many in Bay County are making plans to rebuild after Hurricane Michael, including Tyndall Air Force Base.
There's a lot of opportunities to rebuild Tyndall, not the base we had, but the base that we need, that will be technologically innovative, that'll be cost effective, that'll be weather resistant.
Director of the Tyndall Program Management Office Rebuild, Colonel Brent Hayden, says they'll house squadrons of new planes like the F-35 and bring new equipment to the base.
We're doing focus planning on the flight line side of the base, incorporate the requirements for for the envisioned airframes that are going to be coming in over the next 5 years.
He also says they're working to improve living conditions and make the base more compact.
You can walk to work, walk to the dorms, walk to the gym, where you can park your car and not need it for all week.
Senior planner with Tyndall PMO Office Rebuild, Amy Vanderveer, says that most of the buildings damaged were built around the 1950s, which is why they're implementing newer building codes and better technology.
Throughout the installation, we're looking at how do we use the land that we have in order to have better use for the future so that we can expand the base if we need to.
Hayden says they'll work on smaller repairs in the next 6 months, but the work on the major $3 billion reconstruction program will happen over the next 5 years.
Tyndall PMO Rebuild says they're asking others in the construction industry for their ideas to help them design the base. They'll host their industry day on May 2nd.
Well, we talked about drones today. We talked about the Air Force today. These are the kind of skies that they flew in.
This is the kind of video you would have received, Bill.
Yeah, beautiful afternoon. Temperatures getting back into the low 80s. So will we see the 80s stay with us through the weekend? And what about rain chances? Having all that in your forecast. Just a few minutes. Almanac for today, another warm one. 81 makes it the 17th day in the month of February. We managed to get 80 degrees or higher. And we're going to keep it warm for the start of March, believe it or not. 58 is where we started out in the morning with a lot of dense fog out there. Temperatures for the high temperature today, you can see where we had the clock cover most of this afternoon into low to mid 70s, but 81 in Gainesville, 80 in Ocala, 73 at Crystal River. They had some fog this morning as well. Watch how the fog just kind of dissipates through the mid to late morning, and then the clouds rolling in this afternoon. A little disturbance moving through South Georgia, producing some showers and maybe a couple of thunderstorms back up to the north. That line of showers pulling offshore right now. So it should be quiet. What have we seen for the month so far? Believe it or not, we're below average for the month of February. Almost over 2 inches below average in Gainesville, about 1.7 inches below in Cross City and Daytona Beach. So we're below average for the month. We're about average for the year. So as we head into March, we probably need to add a little bit more rainfall. But this is the first time we haven't had a river flood warning in the last 100 days on the Santa Fe River or any other river across north central Florida. So that's good news as far as the rainfall totals go, but we probably need to keep the rainfall in here. Temperature-wise, into the mid to lower 70s right now. Lighter winds up and down I-75 coming in from the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean, and that's going to bring in the moisture. So temperatures starting out and then getting down to around 58 to 60 degrees overnight, with the fog being a bit of an issue for early tomorrow morning. Radar and satellite, you can see that disturbance to the north. Most of the state looking pretty quiet for this afternoon. We're going to be watching these little disturbances riding along this, getting up enough energy to produce some showers, maybe some thunderstorm activity tomorrow. You can see that one disturbance back out here near New Orleans as that continues to move off towards the east and the northeast. So relatively quickly, it'll be in here by, I'd say, mid-morning tomorrow, and then through the afternoon, chance of showers and storms will continue in the forecast. Looking at the dew points, plenty of moisture to deal with to help feed these showers and storms through the afternoon. We just need that lifting mechanism, which will be that little disturbance coming in from the northern Gulf of Mexico. But then we're going to get more rain chances for the weekend, end of the weekend and beginning of next week, and then we cool off quite a bit. So first of all, we have to get this front kind of hanging around, become stationary across the southeast. Little disturbances riding along, give us that chance of showers and storms tomorrow. Saturday, I think the models are underdoing the rain chances here, but then on Sunday, back out to the west, things will get a little more active, and that'll be moving in here for the end of the weekend and the beginning of next week. Next 24 hours, we'll see what's going on. Most of the activity, just a fog threat for early tomorrow morning. You can see that really building in. And then we'll see a chance of showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow. You can see that line coming in. Most of the activity along I-10, but we could still see a stray shower or two to the south. 58 mild with fog as we head overnight tonight, watching the chance of rain going up a little bit as we head through the weekend. It drops a little bit tomorrow, but then on Sunday, it's mostly Sunday night into the day on Monday, a 60% chance, maybe even 70 in a few spots, but then we cool down after that into the 60s for several days in a row. So we'll say goodbye to the 80s at least for a few days next week. Forecast fact, when a raindrop is falling, which of these objects most closely resembles its shape? A teardrop, B, a hamburger bun, or C, a marble? It's actually a hamburger gun. It gets squashed as it moves through the air with the friction.
You're just saying that because it's dinner time,
Most
right?
people say donut. I like to think it's a donut.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Jelly filled?
Well, while we enjoy sunshine, much of the rest of the country is coping with severe winter weather, and in Wisconsin, there is a record-breaking snowfall.
Brooke Schwieters tells us one farmer says the snow piles up so high that they're helping his animals escape.
You're such a goon.
Don't let the adorable face fool you.
3 horses, a donkey, and we have 7 cows and 4 calves.
This horse among a band of tactful escape artists.
So they get bored, let's go for a walk.
Aided by none other than Wisconsin's worst enemy.
Never. This is the craziest winter I've ever seen. He did just what the cows do.
The snow.
The problem is, in certain areas here, the snow has gotten so bad that they can just step over the fence. It's getting higher and higher. It won't be long, they'll be able to walk out right there.
So after all this snowfall aided in 3 escapes by some of Jeff's animals, he decided to fight snow with snow.
Like 10 hours in the last 2 days I've been scooping snow, and here we go some more. So I'm just gonna keep piling snow here.
By creating an even bigger mountain to climb. And with even more snow on the way.
To have this much snow, and it's not even March, it's scary.
And Larson won't get any relief anytime soon. There's plenty of snow in the 10-day forecast there, and temperatures won't get above freezing.
Gator football season opener might happen sooner than anticipated.
And TV 20 Sports Director Kevin Wells is here to fill us in.
That's right. The Florida-Miami game on August 31st is the centerpiece of an ESPN proposal. It'll mean kicking off 2019 a week earlier. They're talking about it. Find out why next. It's already a great idea to have Florida open the college football season against Miami at a neutral site. But you know what's even more enticing? Isolate the game for television purposes, and that's what's being discussed. The two schools have been approached by ESPN about moving the matchup ahead in the schedule 1 week, from August 31st to August 24th. The reason? Well, 2019 is the 150th anniversary of college football. The network wants one showcase game before the rest of the action kicks off. They've identified the Gators and Hurricanes as the matchup they want. Moving the game requires a waiver from the NCAA, however, so the teams can begin practices earlier as well. Might also irritate fans who've made arrangements to attend on the 31st. Either way, expect a decision soon. In early February, the Gator men's basketball team held a one-way ticket to Palookaville. Next thing you know, they're getting out of Dodge City. Florida's winning streak extends to 5 with last night's 71-55 rout of Vanderbilt, the Gators' first victory in Nashville since 2014. Instant reaction, one of the Gators' sharpest offensive performances all season. They shot 54% in the first half. Andrew Nebhard, sensational again, 7 of 8, 19 points. Jalen Hudson, a season-high 17, and Kavarius Hayes chips in 14. Big picture, the win lifts the Gators to 9-6 in the SEC, 17-11 overall, further enhancing their case for an NCAA tournament berth with 3 regular season games to go.
We seemed to hit a few timely shots throughout the game. A couple times in the first half, and then a couple much needed mid-second half. We're just converting at a higher level. We gained a little bit of offensive confidence throughout the last couple months.
Final home game for the Gator women coming up this evening at 7. It's 6-21 Florida hosting Georgia. Florida will be recognizing its lone senior, but she's a significant one. Leading scorer Funda Nakasoglu will be honored in a ceremony before tip-off. Nakasoglu, a native of Australia, transferred to UF following 2 seasons at Utah State, and the 5'9" guard couldn't be happier, entering senior night 21 points shy of 2,000 for her career.
It really did come quickly. I'm going to miss, all of the college games that we get to play and just my teammates and everything we do here at the University of Florida. I mean, I'm still going to be taking classes afterwards, but just the basketball aspect of it takes up so much of your life, and, I'm really going to miss that part about it.
Fantastic young lady, on the court, off the court. Her energy, her charisma, it's infectious when she's in the room. As a basketball player, just extreme. I like to use the word craftiness on her ability to score, her ability to find a way to get a shot and then to make a shot.
Celebratory day at GHS as Hurricane Kaija Williams signs her national letter of intent. She is headed to Colby Community College, a 2-year program in Kansas. Williams averaged 13 points and 6 assists as a senior. That's pretty good considering she actually thought about quitting basketball in the 9th grade, and she is glad to have stayed the course.
I just never got in the game, but it's just because I had to work on a lot of things, and it brought my confidence down. So, but what made me want to stay is because I still love basketball.
The Gators softball team playing twice today at the Fullerton Invitational. Dramatic opener. Florida beats New Mexico 1-0 with the only run coming on Jade Caraway's walk-off double in the bottom of the 8th inning, delivering Hannah Sipos with the game-winning run. Natalie Lugo strikes out 13 batters over 7. Game 2, fun as well. The Gators take down number 20 Oregon 2-1. Florida scoring both of its runs in the 5th inning on RBI singles by Kendall Lindemann and Jamie Hoover. Kelly Barnhill gets the complete game win against the Ducks, allowing just 3 hits. Florida 20-1 on the season. And we have some baseball news. The big free agent has landed. Bryce Harper is a Philadelphia Philly. Terms of the deal, 13 years. $330 million.
Wow.
13 years?
Yeah, 13 years. That's more staggering, I think, than the dollar amount.
Yeah, I guess so.
Only 26. He's been in baseball 7 years already.
I guess he's kind of set if he plays his cards right.
I would think so.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
We'll be right back. Okay, Bill, another day closer to the weekend.
Yeah, not much different tonight than it was last night. You can see the fog beginning to develop as we head through midnight or so, and then after that into the early morning hours. Dense fog to the north and the west, maybe even from Williston down to Crystal River, but patchy fog elsewhere. We'll see that fog stick around, temperatures into the upper 50s and near 60. We'll get a bit of sun and warming into the mid to upper 70s for tomorrow afternoon, close to 80 degrees, and then chance of showers and thunderstorms building back in during the afternoon hours. We'll see the rain chances drop a little bit for Saturday, 40% chance Sunday. Most of that late in the day, and then overnight, probably a 70 or 80% chance into early Monday, and then Monday during the day, chance of rainfall holding on. And then we cool down and dry out for the middle of next week with highs only in the mid-60s. Get the winter jackets ready for a couple days.
Yeah, up north they're not saying 60. They love 60s, right?
It's a heat wave.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
ABC's up next. We're back here tonight at 11. We'll see you then.
Good night.